My name is Gillian Price. I'm doing assignment 2 for module Foo2602. My student number is 6835391. I'm in my full chef's outfit. My hair is tied back. I've got my chef jacket on, sleeves rolled up, hands washed and disinfected. I've got my kitchen pants on and safety boots with steel-toed shoes. I've got my ingredients here for the stuffing. I have done my mise en place. I've done a little bit of preparation ahead of time. I've got my onion, which I'm going to be cutting in half, 1 egg, 100 grams of mushrooms. I'm not going to be using dry herbs, I'm using fresh herbs. So I've got a little bit of parsley, thyme, rosemary, and I couldn't find chives, so I've got some spring onion, got a clove of garlic, butter that we're going to measure out, and 200 ml of breadcrumbs, and a bit of seasonings here with the salt and pepper. And then here I've got measuring spoon, 15 ml, all of my chef's knives, a serrated knife, and then also garlic crusher. Just going to crush our garlic now. Saute the mushrooms, onion and garlic in 15 ml of olive oil, and then just a small amount of butter. I'm going to turn the heat on to full, and we're just going to let that melt, and then we're going to add our mushrooms, onions and garlic. While we're waiting for the butter and the oil to heat up, I'm just going to whisk an egg on. We're going to add in our seasonings, just a couple of cracks of black pepper, a pinch of salt, and we're going to add in our herbs. Just make sure that we get all of it. Okay, now butter is fully melted, our oil's heating up, it's starting to bubble lightly. So I'm going to add in onions, mushrooms and garlic. We're just going to saute this now until the onions have softened up a bit. Okay, so while our onions and mushrooms are sauteing over there, I'm going to get started on breaking down our chicken. Okay, I've just washed my chicken now only with water and no detergents. And now I'm just going to place it down here on these paper towels that I prepared and just pat it dry. We don't want it to be wet. I'm giving the onions and mushrooms a stir now. You can see it's starting to brown a bit and our onions have gone translucent. So it's now ready for us to go on to the next step. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the heat off. And I've got the bowl with my egg and herbs here. I'm going to put my whisk aside, grab the spoon, and then I'm going to put in the mushroom and the onions. Now I'm going to put in the breadcrumbs that I measured out before. And we're going to give everything a good mix. Okay, so now I've given this a stir. I'm just stirring it a little bit more to try and help it cool down. I'm going to set it aside here so that it can completely cool while we're breaking the chicken down. Okay, so to break down the chicken, I've peeled back the skin here, and I'm going to make incisions here in the breast to remove the wishbone. Okay, so now that our wishbone's out, turn it around. Just going to feel these joints here and start feeling where we're going to make the incision. Okay, stop. Okay, so now both wings are detached. And I'm just going to slice a little bit of the skin. Make my way down to the oysters of the chicken. Okay. So now I'm just going to be cutting the carcass out from the middle of the chicken essentially. Just sliding my knife in around the bones. Now I've just snapped bones there to make it on each side with the thighs, so I can break it further away. I'm starting to pull all the meat down away from the carcass. Okay, so that is my carcass. It did unfortunately break in half, but there it is. My chicken didn't come with a neck, so that is the carcass. Now I'm going to start separating bone. Scraping down. Now I'm just sliding my fingers underneath, taking bones out like that. That's the second bone. Okay, so I've washed my chopping board, washed my knife. I've got all three ingredients for my mirepoix. And I'm going to start with the carrot, cutting off these ends. Okay, so now I'm going to preheat the oven down to 230 degrees. Just going to put it on 20 minutes. Heat from both sides. Okay, so now I'm going to put some foil into a roasting pan. scrape it off there. Okay, so now I'm also just going to take some non-stick canola oil cooking spray. I'm just going to spray it lightly so that our baby chicken doesn't stick to the pan. So now we're going to add mirepoix into the pan, and the chicken is going to cook and rest on top of this in the oven. Okay, so now I've cut some pieces of butter. I'm just going to trying to warm it up in my hands a little bit, and then I'm going to rub it all over chicken. Okay, since my butter is salted, I'm going to be not adding any actual table salt, but I will be doing a little bit of pepper on the outside of the chicken. Then I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to take my stuffing, put it in the middle. Don't want to overfill it. Okay, so I'm kind of just keeping my stuffing compact. I'm going to take the chicken and roll it over. Turn it around like this. Okay, so now I'm just going to tie the chicken up to keep it secure while it roasts. Okay, now I've tied my chicken up into a little parcel. I'm going to transfer it over and put it on top of our vegetables. So now I have put foil all around the pan, and I've made a little container around the chicken, just pushing the veggies a little bit closer in towards chicken. And then we're going to take it to the oven. And before we put it in, we're going to set a timer for 15 minutes. We'll also set the timer for 15 minutes on the oven. And then place the chicken inside the oven. Okay, so now it's been 15 minutes, so we're going to turn the chicken down to 165 degrees Celsius, and we're going to put it on a timer for 45 minutes. Okay, so now the chicken is out of the oven. I'm just going to tilt it and baste it with the fat. Okay, so now that it's basted, I'm going to put it back in the oven for its last bit of cook time. Okay, so now the chicken has done its last round in the oven. And I'm going to take it out. We're just going to take the temperature of the chicken. Okay, 76, or it's going down now, but 76 degrees Celsius. Okay, then I'm just going to transfer the chicken onto this board. Okay, now I've removed the strings that I bound the chicken with. So I'm just going to cut down the middle. And then we can see our stuffing inside. Okay, so now I've cut a slice of the chicken and lay it down on our plate. Okay, so just going to top it with a little bit of dried parsley. Now we're going to try some of our chicken. Give a little bit of chicken, a little bit of stuffing. It's perfect, it's nice and moist. The stuffing also came out really well. And yeah, that is it for this assignment, stuffed deboned chicken.